Welcome to the Whiskey Vault.
What are you doing?
I stopped because I didn't know if I was still recording.
Dude?
It's a thing.
It better not be a thing.
No, we are recording right now.
This is not a good tradition.
No, it's really not.
Okay. So.
Hey, but I got you some socks. And by I got you some socks, I mean Brendan got you some socks.
Brendan got you back. Oh wait, it'll come.
It'll come. All right, so we got 2 gift whiskeys from Brendan Kite.
Yeah.
Sent to us in tube socks.
So, I feel like this is vaguely
dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Slip it right off.
Just right off. Yeah.
There. Dirt.
Let's hope that these were brand new tube socks.
I don't know, man.
Those were really nice.
They've been around the block a few times.
Those are super quality, though.
You'd
be pretty warm with those.
All right. Thank you. What?
Brendan Kite.
Brendan Kite, you magnificent bastard.
All right, so we got 2 different whiskeys from Wisconsin.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
I can't get over the tube sock.
I know. You're still freaking out about that.
It's usually just like one, and it's not that good. Kind of like the kind I buy.
Yeah.
But these
are quality. These are like REI tube socks.
Yeah. I just got some more tube socks.
Yeah. Aren't you special?
Okay, so.
All right, so we're going to start with.
You said Wisconsin?
Wisconsin.
Okay.
We're going to start with Yahara Bay.
Handcrafted.
Named after the Yahara River.
Yeah.
In Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
And Madison, Wisconsin, by the way.
Okay.
So Yahara Bay, and this is a bourbon that they made some of their own, and then they blended it with sourced Kentucky whiskey.
Sourced Kentucky
whiskey.
Just whiskey, not necessarily bourbon.
Yeah.
Just whiskey. Okay.
Yeah, it's a bourbon.
All right.
Both bourbons.
Yeah.
And that's 4 grains. Corn, barley, wheat, and rye. Look at that. That's hazy. That's good news. You know what that means, don't you?
Not chill filtered.
Not chill filtered. And this is 45%. Mm-hmm. Which is just slightly lower than when you wouldn't be hazy, because 46 is, you can still be clear. There's a little bit of the new whiskey funk in there.
The new, it's not like raw leather funk, but it's more of like that sour wood note. You got the sweetness, obviously. And this is bourbon, you said?
This is bourbon.
Okay. I'm not getting...
It is very kind of...
I'm not getting the caramel, apple, cherry.
It's very acetone-y. It's alcohol-y.
Do we know how old?
But there is a little bit of sweet corn in there.
Mm-hmm. Do we know how old?
No, I mean, it's at least... Well, there's no age statement.
The taste is not wildly different than the nose. It's what you would expect.
But that's good, man. Yeah. I would put that, if someone said, hey, try this Wisconsin whiskey. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, wow, that's better than I expected from a Wisconsin whiskey. I don't really know what I expect from a Wisconsin whiskey.
Don't say cheese, that's really rude. Is it okay for me not to have an opinion about this?
Yeah, I don't know that I have one either
yet.
Right,
it's fine.
Okay, let's set this one aside and go to the next one.
We'll circle back.
We'll circle back to it
because I don't have strong...
It's so basic bourbon.
Yeah, that sounds really bitchy.
It's not bad, it's not
amazing?
It's not, yeah, it's just, wow, that's a good bourbon.
Well, but you say basic bourbon, I wouldn't say classic bourbon.
No.
It's not,
but it is simple.
The apple, cherry, wood, caramel sweetness. But basic in terms of simplicity, you got some sweetness, you got some wood, a little bit of a sour note from the wood. But it's not offensive, but it's not changing my life either. Dare I say.
There is sort of a green grass kind of note going on in there.
Not even 1/5 mast right now.
Okay. We're moving to another distillery called Driftless Glen, an American distillery. Now these guys, I looked all over the bottle for what is this?
Yeah.
And everywhere I looked it just said Driftless Glen, American distillery. And then I realized, oh, the handwriting, it looks like they have the same labels, and they just tell you what's in this bottle only by the handwriting.
Young rye.
This is young rye from 1 barrel, 14 months old, bottled by Nate. Good old Nate.
Good old Nate.
Now here's the thing about Nate.
Take us home, Nate.
I know, right?
See what you got here.
If I'm not mistaken, Nate might be like no, he's not him.
Wisconsin?
61% alcohol.
Oh.
Now, here's what I love about these guys.
So 61%.
Yeah.
Do you often get ryes that are that high?
I don't know of one in here that's that dramatic.
Right. Ryes usually, I can't remember.
I mean, look, the Bulleit is 54.
Yeah, I can't. The Bulleit's the highest proof.
So here's what's cool about this.
I have that rye in my house. It's the only rye I have in my house right now.
These guys are beautifully transparent.
It fell off the truck.
Yeah. Each barrel of rye, they bottle, they pick them by the barrel. So every time they're ready to bottle.
Can I tell you, I'm more excited about the rye on the nose.
Me too.
So much more excited about it, which is weird for me and rye.
But that's because there's way more vanilla and blueberry in here.
Man.
There's, or not berry, maybe not blueberry, berries. There's vanilla berry, kind of like a creme brulee note going on in here. There's a little bit of the rye dill thing I always find in rye.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what's cool. Every time they say they go time the bottle,
It's very little.
they go roam through the distillery and they pick a barrel,
Right.
and they're like, "This is the one,"
Right.
and then they just bottle it. And they tell you on the website.
So, is this cast?
They do this every Friday.
By bottle, do you mean they just straight out, is cast?
Straight out of the cast strength.
Okay.
And they pick 1 or 2 barrels every Friday and do a run. And then they sell those, right? So, and they tell you, young rye. They're not trying to make this anything other than exactly what it is.
Right.
Look, this is 14-month-old rye.
Right.
We thought this barrel was something interesting and good. Now, my guess is the older the distillery is, the more age they're going to be able to pull from.
I get that little bit of black licorice spiciness on the nose there.
When I came back to it, so there's something I
And-
get in heavy ryes.
And it's as loud as you would expect being, what did you say,
61. Did you take a sip yet?
Not yet, no.
There's something I always get on really heavy ryes, and that is that sort of perfumey feeling you get from like a Pier 1 imports. We talked about this before, but you know Pier 1 has a sort of dense perfumey
Oily
smell,
mouth, oily mouth.
wicker and oil and floral.
Yeah.
That's what I get in the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Wicker, oil, and floral notes. That's it, wicker. That's the thing I was looking for.
Wicker.
Wicker, like a Pier 1 import. Wicker and oil.
I'm too
The
fat.
oil that keeps it, or leathering oil.
I'm too fat to sit on wicker.
Like linseed oil.
I can't.
Whoa, that dill showed up.
No. The dill is faint for me.
It's almost, this is almost gin-like.
Gin-like?
Yeah, because of all of the weird herbal, floral, weird notes in there.
I'm kind of...
This has got so much complexity, my brain just sort of short-circuited.
No, for rye, the thing with rye is it's very like 1 or 2 notes. There's quite a bit going on in here.
No, there's a dozen things happening in here. You know the last time I had an experience that was this complex, other than Brooklotic Organic?
You're experimenting in college.
Yeah. Brooklotic Organic is this complex.
Complicated feelings.
Most Brooklotics are this, but in a non-whiskey, it was Citadel French gin that has 14 different spices and herbs in it, and they listed them, right? And when you taste that, it's and it actually they have an aged, they have a barrel aged one.
Pretty sure this is fried chicken. 11 herbs and spices.
They list them on the bottle, and it's reminding me of this, where every time you think you've pinpointed something, your brain goes, no, but there's this other thing over here.
So, I'm gonna say...
This is dramatic.
Green and red apple combined. Green apple and red apple. The wicker note, I think, is as good as any.
I'm pouring more of the rye.
I'm kind of digging it, man.
Well, this is not something you just sort of put down to background music.
No.
This is in your face. This is the punk rock of whiskey.
No, this is
in your face.
This is bitey. This is
front of the downbeat, first leg on a guitar amp, leaning into the audience. Ga, 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 ga. This is going for it. This is head first, man. They're about to do a stage dive with this whiskey.
I'm curious as to how much. I'm curious as to how much more interested I would be with ryes if they just upped the cask strength, because it may be that this thing is just so potent that it's making me go, oh,
Let's find out.
this is a new kind of animal here.
I'm going to bring this down with water.
This is a special thing.
You want to do that, or you want to keep it?
I will try yours.
Okay. Wait, I'm trying it first. It was my glass.
I'll help.
No.
I'll help. Ah! That was dangerously close to my finger.
It really was. I'm not really sure what I would have tasted if it actually happened.
This could go really sideways, Chad.
Yeah, sorry, Chad.
I'm looking out for you, buddy. Man, I got like 3 things locked and loaded.
Where have those fingers been, Rex?
Oh, man. It's just, there'd be cringing and gnashing your teeth. Laughing, obviously. Be some angry phone calls as soon as this aired.
Oh, yeah. No, that ruined it. That turned it into candy cane with dill pickle. Dill pickle candy canes.
So, the secret to getting me to like a rye.
High proof.
High proof. And it makes it much more complex and interesting. I want to compare it to a rye that I just like as is. I don't even think it's necessarily a high proof. I just think it's a nice rye for me. For me, you know what it is.
Bulleit?
Yeah, the Bulleit Rye. I like the Bulleit Rye. I think it's a good rye. But a lot of people think it's a little bit too tame.
You know what's missing?
Some people think it's a little too tame for a rye. I think that's why I like this rye, because I get some eucalyptus out of...
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know what's missing is this rye has no eucalyptus.
I don't think most ryes do.
No, I've noticed it on multiple ryes. Or black tea eucalyptus slight notes. That's what I get in the rye grains.
It's just, well, if you're going for smoothness and ease,
yeah,
then it's just an easy drink.
The Bulleit is friendlier without being watered down or overly sugary. And this one, when you water it down, it turns to pure sugar.
Here's the thing, coming off the heels of this monstrosity, and I say that with respect, because dude,
with a head nod.
Yeah, the Bulleit Rye, I'm not getting the eucalyptus. I'm not getting the nuance that I was getting before, because I'm still hot. It's just the intensity and the flavors. I still have just the coated mouth from this, what was it called again? The Driftless Glen?
Young Rye.
Driftless Glen Young Rye.
Now go back to the bourbon. Just real quick and then read some comments. Or actually read some comments while I go back to the bourbon.
Yeah, Mr.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That got weirder.
Mr. Chutlu. I used to love a good rye, but recently all my ryes taste like pickles. What's going on? Angel's Envy Rye, dill pickles. Michter's, dill pickles. Four Roses single, hints of pickles.
We were just talking about this.
Yeah, so what happened? Am I broken? No.
Well, maybe emotionally, but as far as tasting goes.
We spoke to your family. So does Four Roses make a rye, or is he just saying the bourbon tastes a little bit?
Bourbon, well, what he's saying is anytime there's a rye-dominant whiskey or a rye grain in a whiskey, he picks up dill. His brand interprets rye as dill notes.
Sure.
What about...
no, it's a common thing. People
what
get that.
About a Reuben sandwich? When you eat a Reuben sandwich, do you taste dill?
A Reuben? You mean like...
rye bread.
You mean from the sauerkraut?
No, from the rye bread.
From the rye bread?
Yeah. Every good Reuben has rye bread.
I get it from the pickle that it inevitably comes with.
No.
You get the pickle spear on the side?
Yeah. I love that. But I'm thinking in the rye bread actually has notes of dill too.
No, you got it from the pickle. Because the thing is this...
I always save the pickle for the end.
All right.
I was trying to set you up with pickle jokes, and you didn't even jump at the bait. You just stopped.
I'm keeping it classy.
Okay.
In 2018.
Okay.
People are looking to us for all types of reviews.
Okay, I'm coming back to that
tasting
bourbon,
notes.
and I'm still not quite in love with it. That sort of green pine note that's showing up in the back end, it's kind of tweaking me a little bit.
No, it's not for us. But
Brendan, you're a badass, and thanks for expanding the diversity of the Whiskey Vault selection.
Absolutely. I am indifferent on the bourbon. Just indifferent. It's whatever. The rye with the 61%, damn, that takes me around the block a little bit. And even though I'm not a rye guy necessarily, I like what's being thrown down.
Fair enough.
Yeah, level 1 whiskey sommelier grade X3. My girlfriend had a dream that she killed a bear.
Uh-oh.
Does this mean that she is anti-communist, anti-som bear, or just scary? She's sitting beside me, so if you could cough or blink to let me know if I should run, that would be great. Actually, Mitch, I've met you. You can't do better. Just
yeah. There's the backyard ball He did say he missed it.
Yeah, I'll bring it, man. I'll bring it. Eric Scott, that's Niche Band?
Sure.
Yes. Hey guys, been watching the channel for about 6 months now, ever since I got a job at a local Bevmo.
Oh, nice. That's West Coast liquor store, Total Wine version.
I was mostly an IPA drinker, and in order to be a more knowledgeable employee, I attempted to branch out, which is how I find your channel and fell in love with whiskey. I started off with Macallan Double Cask and some budget whiskeys I managed to mooch off my dad, including Cutty Sark.
Nice.
I was afraid to move to the smokier, more aggressive whiskeys, but I saw a bottle of what I thought was Lafroig 10 in the back of the store and decided to make the leap. When I got home, I realized that I'd bought a bottle of Lafroig 10 cask strength.
They're going straight to the...
At a whopping 58%.
Yep.
So even the regular Lafroig...
Not enough.
If you're not, you know, an Isla drinker, that'll toss you around the room. Cask strength, well...
Be prepared, my friend.
Yet I find it more enjoyable and easier to drink, surprisingly, than Macallan and other previous Speyside
What?
I had tried. Long story short, I found my wheelhouse in the Isla smokier whiskeys and was happy to discover that I generally have the same taste as the two magnificent bastards I spend a lot of time watching. Thank you guys for doing everything you do. Thanks for doing.
I'll tell you what I love about this is, first, that you just got a job at Bevmo and on your own decided you needed to learn more. Yeah. To be a better employee. Well damn done.
We just got back from the liquor store. Reloading. And what's kind of scary is the number of liquor store owners and employees and bartenders and people in the industry that spread misinformation.
Yeah. And will argue with you about it.
Right. It's like,
I actually had another bartender argue with me about how to pronounce Isla last week.
Yeah. It's all you can do to just pull out Google and like, look, idiot. I mean, it's
right there. Yeah. I said, hey, I'll take one of those. Oh, you do have Isla.
Right.
And he said, it's Islay. And I sort of sat there looking at him.
But in the spirit
can't say anything
of not being a whiskey snob.
Yeah.
You just smile and nod and...
Yeah, well, whatever it is, I want one of those. Thanks, yeah.
Will you still take my money?
Yeah, please.
All right.
All right, well, we done good.
Sure.
Here's to fighting, stealing, and drinking.
I don't think we did good. I think we did, like, scale of 1 to 10. This was a rock solid 5.3. We did fine. If you fight, may fight for friend.
If you steal, may steal a lover's heart.
If you drink,
may you drink with us.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us in the Whiskey Vault. Don't forget to throw in a like, hit that subscribe button on the bottom right, and drop a question or comment down below.